Hi, my name's Mitch Adams. I'm the Operations Director for Borough Wines, and Brewery Below is our foray into the beer world. The whole project is designed to be based around beer education and appreciation and give people an insight into the ingredients and the methods with which we brew. Our ethos is more to offer education about beer and brewing and the ingredients that are used to people. So people can hire the space and come down and brew with a real brewer who will take them through the process from start to finish, and they'll learn about the ingredients, the brewing process, they'll get hands-on, the vessels are the right size so that people can peer in, get their hands in, dig the mash tun out and get right up close with the hops, the malt, the yeast and everything. We're going to change the recipes that we brew here depending on who we've managed to collaborate with. We really want to collaborate with brewers from around the country, around the world, and they will come up with recipes with us, and then we'll brew that recipe for a month or for 2 months. That will be what the groups who come and brew here will brew on that day. It's what we'll be selling in the shops. We're not going to have a core range of beers that we focus on, so it's a little bit different. Today we're brewing a Saison, which is a Belgian farmhouse style of beer. Traditionally, they would have used whatever was seasonally available to them to flavour the beer. We're using some Japanese ingredients. We've got a pop-up with Chef Adam Rawson here. So this beer is inspired by his Japanese izakaya menu. And we're brewing with yuzu essence, and we're using a Japanese hop called Sriracha Ace. So Saison beers are quite tart and sharp and refreshing. Yuzu is a Japanese citrus, and Sriracha Ace is quite a citrusy hop as well. So this is going to be a real clean, fresh beer. So the first important part of the brew day is getting the mash right. And this is where you take the malted grains. This is crushed barley that's been malted to release the sugars that we can convert into alcohol later. So we take those crushed grains and add water and steep them like a porridge for just over an hour. The water is going to draw all of the sugar out of the grains, and we're going to end up with a liquid which in brewing terms is called wort. It's a really sweet Horlicks type sugary liquid. Once we've mashed for about an hour, then we need to sparge, and this is the process of rinsing all that sugar from the grains to make sure we get every last bit. So whilst we're transferring the first runnings, the first bit of wort from the mash tun into our kettle, or our copper as it's known, we're also running more hot water over the top to rinse through that mash bed and really draw all the sugar out so that we get the best use of all of those grains that we can. It'll take a little while to take it up to boil, and if we boil for an hour, we'll get the best utilisation out of those hops. Not only will we draw all the bitterness out of them that we want to give the beer a nice refreshing finish, but they also have a preservative characteristic, and boiling for an hour as well as sterilising the beer will bring that out of the hops as well. We're then going to add some more hops. We won't get any bitterness from these hops. These are the Aroma hops. All of the aroma that we put into the beer from those first amount of hops will have disappeared up the chimney. They've gone in steam. So to get a lovely aroma into the beer, we add these hops right at the end, and that's not going to disappear up the chimney. That's going to stay in the glass. This is at 100 degrees. It's been boiling for an hour. It's really, really hot liquid. So we transfer this through a heat exchange. We run cold water on one side, hot beer on the other, and hopefully we get this beer down to around about 20 degrees. Once we've transferred all of our beer into the fermentation vessel, we're going to add the yeast. As I said, it needs to be around 20 degrees. Any hotter than that, we risk killing the yeast. Any colder than that, and we just won't wake it up. Once we've added the yeast, we're going to leave that for around about 5 days. All the yeast is going to do is consume all the sugar that's in that liquid, all the fermentable sugars, and it's going to convert that into carbon dioxide, alcohol, and more yeast. Once it's fermented, we can take it off the yeast and we can package it. We take our beer, put it into whatever we like, kegs, cans, bottles. At the moment, we're using 5 litre mini kegs and selling those just like that in the shops.